Hello, and welcome back to the Triforce Tactics Podcast. This is episode 16, and I'm one of your hosts, Spicy Appies. I'm joined today by my co-hosts, Jirachi
Hello.
and Ramkev,
Hi.
who impressively counted down very well, which is why
Yeah,
the start
but
of this
I
podcast.
screwed up all of the technical parts, but
Counted
no worries,
correctly
that's
to make up for the fact that technical difficulties made us start 5 minutes late.
Tit for tat, yeah.
I
We are
swear.
joined today. Oh, sorry. Go.
I was gonna say every time I switch to the freaking podcast scene and OBS, everything goes wrong.
Sheesh. Well, we are joined today by Prine. If you want to say hi real quick.
Hello?
Who is one of the lesser known, but like he's like lesser known but well known to the people who do know him. I feel like if you're like play at the top of TFT, like you know who Prine is, but like a lot of people who watch TFT might not know who Prine is. And we'll get into that in just a second here. As usual, we'll just start talking about how our weeks were, how life's going. My week has been pretty amazing. I have just been streaming. I did get my COVID booster on Monday, and I was like dead Tuesday because of it. Like just fucking passed out all day. It was bad. So I sent like a 15-hour stream yesterday, and it ended in a pretty cool tourney run. We reached a sub goal for a 24-hour stream that's gonna happen next week at some point. So I'll be able to talk to you about the repercussions of that next podcast. So yeah, I had a good week. I've been chilling, enjoying life. So
Not bad.
I mean,
Who goes
either
next?
yeah, who wants to?
Kevin, go for it.
All right. Well, I hit Tom Kench 3 today, so I'm in a
Cloud
good.
nine, baby.
I'm on cloud 9, baby. The thing I fucked up. I triple
Cloud9,
Nico
Ramkev,
Tom Kench just because I wanted Tom Kench 3, but I've already gone Tom Kench 3. And like one of my goals for this set was to collect all of the 3-star 5 costs like Pokemon. So I have 2 right now. I got Jinx and I got Tom Kench. I had the opportunity to go for Nico for Yumi 3, and I should have just gone for Yumi 3 instead of Tom Kench 3. Cuz then I could have had 3 and then it would just been Akali, Jace, Galio, who else is there?
Wait, Kaisa.
Isa.
Oh, I
Oh,
always call her Callista.
one of my partners has gotten Kaisa 3 in duos, so
Does that count?
I don't know if that
That's-
counts.
that's-
I
don't
probably
think
negative.
that counts.
No.
So I still need like 5. I need 5 because I didn't get Yumi, and I screwed up by not going for Yumi. But it was fine. I won the game with 7 mercs. Blue buff Gunblade on
Jesus.
Tom Kench.
What
kind of bonkers.
was that? Louis Armfrog?
Louis
okay.
Armstrong.
One of my mods loves that comp, and he will not stop talking about Louis Armstrong in chat at every chance possible.
Wait, is that Socialite Frog?
Yeah, it's social.
Yeah. Socialite Frog is
Well,
strong.
There's another one where it's like I don't know if like either of you or Prine or anyone have heard of this one, but it's called Princess and the Frog, where it's literally I don't know why they call it Princess and the Frog because it's literally just Lysandra plus Kench and like a Chemtech board, and it's literally just a Chemtech board, but
Oh,
it's
that's
now been
boring.
rebranded as Princess and the Frog.
Oh,
Dang.
okay. Sure.
Yeah.
It's Lysandra plus everyone, so.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Like it's the same board as always, but no one has a name beyond just like 7 Chemtech, 5 Chemtech, Urgot carry. But yeah, I believe Armfrog's a Pog name. As much as I hate to admit it.
Nice. I've in the midst of so many Akali spammers, I've been one-tricking protectors basically with some Tristana mix in. Of course, I've just full devolved into a fucking degen again. Like, yeah, I don't feel like learning the game is just so much right now, and I'm like, let's just degen. So I finally fucking hit Challenger yesterday. One-tricking protectors.
Oh yeah.
So nice. Besides that, two pretty big announcements actually. So the first one's TFT related. So if for those who do not know, Giant Slayer is hosting a duos tourney this weekend that Mr. Ramkev Kevin Ramen is playing in.
Let's go.
Partnering with GV8.
People are on it.
I'm casting that, so it's gonna that's the announcement that I've been like hinting at, casting related for the past couple of weeks. Yeah, I'm finally like casting a Giant Slayer tourney.
Let's
It's gonna be such a
go.
good time.
It's cool because all three podcast hosts have a big role in it. Where Kevin's playing it, you're casting it, and I'm watching it. So
It's exactly the triumvirate.
Yes, exactly. The other one is more IRL. But on Monday, I had my consultation to start hormones / HRT, and those are coming next week. So I'm transitioning starting next week. And I'm excited about that. Like, holy shit, it's about time.
hell yeah! Congratulations.
PogChamp.
Yeah, big
Congrats.
moves all
Yeah.
around.
So that's
And
my week.
how's your week been, Prine?
Playing TFT, starting to climb a little bit. Finally hit 1100 this set. I think today I played some Protectors. Said
Not
me
bad.
Ligma at the start.
Me,
Ligma. Yeah, it's
Am I
called
gonna
Ligma.
am I gonna have to roll out the 2 per bench thing again? Oh my! And the thing is, you can't hold Cassidans, and I think Cassidin is more important than Kog'Maw.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the thing about that comp is everything. It's not just
Yeah.
Kog'Maw,
Does
and
it?
like you hit Kog'Maw kind of late, anyways.
I mean, you could just play Kog'Maw too, honestly, and push levels. I'm pretty.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
a better
so-
idea. Yeah.
We're gonna have to talk about that comp later on because I don't think I'm a believer in it because I have consistently beaten it today with just like a Sunfire and Sunfire frontline and then everything just dies. But we'll talk about it because maybe just I'm not playing against people who are playing it right or just I don't know. I feel like I've had like a Leona 2 with a Sunfire and like a Warmog's like the 2 or 3 times today, and everything just bonks its head into Leona. Like the Sunfire kills the Cassidin, and then it just gets cleaned up. But
Or you could play Tom Kinch.
or TK, big T.
Appies, was it you I hit in a game yesterday where I died at 4-1 playing Protectors because I didn't win a single round?
I
Or
think
is that
so.
someone? Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
PogChamp. Pog champion. That's an
It
accomplishment.
was bad.
That is something that does not.
Amazingly, the second time I've died at 4-1 ever. The first time was in set 4 trying to play Fortune with Cat, and the Cat 1 wasn't killing anything. So I died at 4-1 without ever cashing out. We'll talk more about Katarina later too.
Hell yeah.
So,
So I'm glad everyone's week's going well, TFT wise, life wise. So for anyone who does not know who you are, Prime, because we always are just asking some questions of the guest. What is your history of TFT? Maybe where people have heard of you. If you just want to give a quick rundown.
Well, I was known in some sets for like one-tricking comps. So like in what did I play? Like in set 3, I one-tricked Brawler Blaster, and I had like my own version of it. Which it wasn't really like that much different. It was just like a 2-unit difference. I think I ran like Sona and a Mystic over 2 of the blasters, and then in set 3.5, I reroll. I one-tricked reroll Battlecast Kog'Maw. And
Oh,
I think
shit.
I'm not kidding. I think I won with it maybe like 1 or 2 times out of like hundreds of games.
Yeah, that comp wasn't that good.
Yeah, it wasn't,
So
but I had
a lot
fun.
too.
So,
Yeah, I played that comp a lot.
yeah, that was my go-to. And then set 4, I one-tricked Warlord Cat, and now I'm
Oh,
a
yeah.
flex player.
How
Yeah.
far we've come.
Warlord Cat.
And then I guess maybe like I've been in a few tournaments. You might have seen my name there, and like I'm usually challenger, pretty much always. So I'm sure like people seen me like on streams or whatever,
Hell
or in
yeah.
their games.
Yeah, when Jirachi first mentioned about getting on the podcast, I was like, yeah, I know like, I had never talked to you or like, it'd been a while but I remember distinctly you just farming me constantly with Warlords in set 4. So I was like, yeah, you are. I think where I was saying at the beginning of the podcast that you're one of the players I think top players will just know, but like other people might not because you're always historically you'd always been playing like one comp to like the peak power of that comp every single game and just very recognizable name for all 3 of us.
Yeah,
on
I was playing
that.
Warlord Cat before it was cool. So
Yeah, right.
Wait, I played Warlord Cats before. It was
Same.
cool.
I was
We can
playing
all
that
talk
shit the
about
first
Warlord
patch.
Cats.
I didn't
We-
play it.
Warlord's Cats is my favorite comp.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
mine
I miss
too.
Warlord Cats so much.
that comp was so good.
Ugh. And then they
I
buffed it, and then it just became even better.
Oh, and 4.5 when they buffed that shit, and it was like reroll one cost, or you play Katarina.
Yep.
For like with that one patch.
Oh, I do remember that patch.
People forget the Katarina part of that cat patch, but like you get a Katarina too, you're straight chilling all the way up until like the end.
She
of
just
the
kill
game.
everyone, right?
Yeah.
She would literally just kill like an entire board at 2-star.
Yeah.
I didn't play a lot of Warlord. I did like Zin a lot when Zin was in and set for like base set 4. He was like
the 3-star one, the duelist.
yeah, he was so weird, but he was fun. And then they took him out, and then I think I played one game of Warlord after that, which was a Vi game. It's reroll with Vi.
Sister hands up.
Iniko was in that game actually. I think I remember I was off stream. I just felt like playing in TFT. I hit like 5 Vi's. I think I 3-starter by like middle of stage 3 because I hit 5 Vi's like 2, 3 or something, and I just sister fisted the hell out of Iniko, and it felt great.
Shigers?
So
Anyway.
Prine, there seems to be this habit that you get into where you'll be around for let's say set 4, but then like set 4.5 you'll disappear. I don't know if you did you play a lot of set 5 or any at all?
Yeah, I played set 5. I didn't play 5.5.
Okay. Yeah, so one of the questions we wanted to ask is there any particular reason why it seems like you'll play the base set and then like the 0.5 set you don't play, is it like just wear and tear, you're kind of bored of the set at that point, or
Well, the reason I didn't play the last set is because there was like no tournaments to play for. I kind of had like nothing to play for. But like usually I feel like for the mid set they change a lot of stuff, but they don't change enough that like makes me excited for it. But then they change just enough where I lose like all of that like base knowledge I have of the set, and it's just I don't know. It's just like it's a lot to learn, but like I'm not excited to learn it, so I just don't play it.
that's
That makes
super
sense.
fair. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually fair.
I think like there are a lot of people in my chat and whatnot or just like on Reddit and stuff will be like they'll always like naysay the like the 0.5 set or the next set or whatever, and um I don't think a lot of them don't have very good reasons to do stuff like that. But I think that is one of the like valid reasons to not be interested in like the next iteration of a set. The 5.5, 6.5, whatever, is because you're just very comfortable with what's there, and then there's not a lot of draw to trying to relearn the game when like it's a weird situation, right? Because like a lot changes, but there's also not enough changes sometimes. So it's a weird little conundrum for sure. So I think a lot of people will probably be glad to hear that a top level player sympathizes with that that mindset regarding 0.5 sets. So we've kind of established that you said you're a flex player now. Kind of established that you've had kind of an interesting play style historically. And if you just want to tell us a little bit what you see your play style as, or what it was, I guess, before you became a flex player.
Okay.
And
So,
what do you think of? Sorry. What do you think about it? What do you think it was about it that made it like that made you stand out with it, and that made you like able to push so far with it?
okay, so I had like a pretty unique playstyle back in like set 3, kind of into set 4. So like back in set 3, NA was like super econ heavy, like crazy econ heavy. So you could pretty consistently, if you wanted, stage 2, you could easily 4 out of 5 wins every time if you wanted to, at least that, or you could 5 streak. So pretty much I just I'd play strongest board, hold pairs, and then I'd roll on 6, and then everybody would they econ be super big, and I would just bleed out into a fourth or a third. That was just my playstyle. So I had like a super low win rate. I'd like uh in the single digits, maybe like 6 or 7%, and yeah. But I mean, like looking back, I'm sure there was a lot of opportunities that I could have won games. So, but
Mhm.
that was just how I played. I liked it.
Just like very aggressive when the meta was
Yeah.
very not aggressive.
Yeah, and then NA kind of changed into playing up for win streak a little more. So
Yeah.
it wasn't as effective.
so where do you think your playstyle is now compared to that? Or like, do you think that it had like was forced to evolve with NA's meta, or was it more of a conscious change, or
Well, I couldn't because like people started actually playing for win streak and not just playing for econ. I couldn't consistently like streak with like kind of a mediocre board, so I had to kind of just play normally. Like you gotta, you can't streak, you gotta play for lose streak. If you can't win streak, you gotta play for lose streak.
Mhm.
Try to hit the econ intervals, level at like proper times. Like I was leveling on 6 on like what is it, like 2-6, like so many games.
yeah. It
Yeah.
was also it was less expensive back then, right? 'Cause I remember Polt used to do the same thing. He'd be like level 7 on 3-1 like every other game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
um
Me and Slipping Bug also started doing that in set 4. Like the number of games the two of us had. If you had me and Slip in the lobby and we were both win streaking, at 100 HP on 3-2, a quarter of the lobby was level 7 at 3-2. Just, oh, have fun. If this is in your rotation. Oh boy. But
Wait, quick
oh,
side. I
oh,
totally beat someone who leveled a 5 on 2-2 today with a 3 unit board because I was running a Cho'Gath. So if you
oh,
were that person, get fucked. Anyways,
oh, I beat a 3-2 on level 7 with my just 2-star protectors board on level 5 yesterday. They were 100 streak and they're like, oh, let's push 7 at 3-2. Oh, it's a protectors player. I see now.
yeah.
But
Um,
I'm actually super curious, like now since your playstyle's evolved, like I mean you're still at a super high level, so clearly something in the adaptation is going right, but something I think about a lot at like the highest level is what all of us do better than 99% of the server. And for you, what do you think that is for you? Like what is your one thing that you do better than pretty much
Hmm.
everybody else?
Uh, I don't know. I think I'm pretty good at playing strongest board. If I had to like say something.
yeah. I mean
Yeah,
that's
I would say that. Let me think. Uh, yeah, I would say playing strongest board. It's like my biggest strength.
and do you think that lies in like identifying the units or just like making a line where
Just
it's
like
like your
seeing the
strongest board, but
units, yeah,
Mhm.
and the synergies and like the next ends.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Um, I was curious how, because you're talking about how your playstyle had to evolve. How do you think your playstyle now like matches up with your old playstyle? Like, do you think it's like a direct evolution of it, or do you think it's like you had to kind of rebuild?
Kind of had the just kind of play like standard, just because the playstyle it only like really worked because everybody was or like most people were pretty econ heavy. But I probably couldn't play like that now. I think there's probably are some opportunities to play like the aggressive leveling. Um, but a lot of times it's very risky because if you do it and and you lose the fight, then
Yeah,
you kind of have no
Yeah.
money.
shout out to that guy on 2-3-2-2.
Yeah, like that guy.
The five.
Yeah, like that kind of super aggressive leveling just actually feels really bad now, honestly. I
Nah,
think
you can do it with Yordles.
Yes, I do it with Yordles. I love doing
Oh
it with
yeah.
Yordles.
You do it with Yordles because you justify it based on because
true.
you get the
Yep.
gold
Hmm.
made back. All of
Mhm.
that interest that you lose is just some extra Yordle gold.
Yeah, I think there are certainly some spots you can do it. Well, I found myself doing a lot actually lately, and I've seen a lot of success with it. A lot this patch in particular, I've seen a lot of success with it. Is I will just, I mean, as well as in the Piltover Cup, I did a decent amount. Is I would just like stage 3, like not like 3-5-3-6. I would just like instead of leveling to get stronger, I just start fucking rolling. Like I'd roll 2-star everything, and then you keep your streak to the end of the stage. Just I mean, I think we're 4-1. It's kind of awkward rolling 7 on 4-1. It's like a great way to get past that like aggressive leveling being tough thing, but still wanting to invest gold in a streak. Like leveling right now, or rolling right now feels pretty good, even when it's not on like a 3-2 or like a 4-1 or like a normal interval where you see someone rolling down. So
I feel like randomly rolling like that when you have pairs and you have good upgrades that you have good spikes from rolling. I feel like that's been really strong for a while actually. Like If you have good reason to roll and get stronger, and you can just like randomly roll 10 gold and have a good chance at hitting a spike, like you just kind of go for it, especially when you're on a win streak. And something I've been doing recently, if I'm taking a 3-1 level 6, usually unless I have a full upgraded board already, I'll level to 6 and then roll to like 0 on
Yeah.
3-1. Just so I can hit like this absolutely batshit insane board that's going to win streak me until probably 4-2, 4-3. And then by that point, I'm just looking to go level 8 around 5-1 anyway. So I can sack a few rounds at that point.
Yeah, I like doing stuff like I like rolling on 6 more than 7. Because I'd rather roll on 6
yeah.
and then like maintain health and then roll on 8 later.
I think that this is depending on the set, rolling on 6 or 7 tends to feel better. I think in set 5, I feel rolling on 7 in set 5 was definitely the move. Not like at different points you could roll on 6. Yeah, it was because of the 4 costs. Yeah. And a lot of times, like 1-star 4 costs stabilize you so hard. Like, I mean, Jax 1, Vel'Koz 1 stabilize you. So when you're rolling for a 1-star 4 cost, rolling on 7 is always worth it. But now the 1-star 4 costs just do not feel good.
Yeah, imagine garbage.
They're so bad that rolling on you might as well roll on 6. So then you can skip level 7 and roll on level 8. And that felt true in set 4 also. By the time you were rolling on level 7, just the rest of the lobby was so strong that you were just getting hammered. And then by the time you're leveling and rolling on 7, you're probably rolling super deep and playing for 6.
Well, do you remember the level 7 lottery?
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Aside from level 7 lotteries,
level
yes.
7 lottery.
No cap though, level 7 lottery, it depends. There was one of the talent patch where it was where like a lot of people were complaining about it. It was actually fake. That was the first time I hit top 10 in TFT, and I never rolled on level 7.
You roll on 6 or you roll on 8? Or both?
I rolled on level 7. I rolled like maybe 3 times, 4 times.
The truth comes
If it didn't hit a chosen 4 cost, I just greet it, go 8, and like I top 4 like every single game.
Oh yeah.
Because people, the level 7 lottery was known for like you roll for a 4 cost chosen, right? And so the idea there was like it was called a lottery because either you hit the chosen or you don't, right? But what people didn't realize is that you don't need to hit a 4 cost chosen to make your board stable. So
I see what you're saying. So you hit like a 3 cost chosen or something.
You get a 3 cost chosen, you get a 2 cost that fits your board. You take that, you go to level 8. And that's the thing, yeah.
Huh. Noted.
The good old days.
Back in the day.
The good old days of Chosen. Please never fucking bring back Chosen.
That's
Fuck
why,
mechanics so much.
That's why I think people hated Chosen was because they thought they needed to hit that kind of Chosen in order to do well, but you really didn't.
I love Chosen.
Oh no, you didn't need to hit that kind of Chosen.
Yeah.
Why I hate Chosen so much, it was because it had such big fucking bailout potential. Like, oh, you're completely fucked. Oh, you roll a couple times. Oh, you hit your perfect 4 cost Chosen. Cool, you're good to go now.
But that was mostly, I think that was an issue with level 7 odds and the fact that they just never decided to make it 0%.
Yeah, they really love having these small chances of the fun and exciting moments to bail you out. And, like, it feels that way with Akali right now, too. Like, if you 1% an Akali on level 7, like, you are going level 9. Congratulations.
Yeah. We were going to talk about... Well, they have a reminisce kind of segment today anyway, so we can just jump right into that. The reason I didn't like Chosen was I thought it made early game too easy. I like, in my opinion... Like having an early game be like, oh, I hit a Triss chosen, I play around this the entire early game, or like not having to worry about what pairs you're holding and whatnot was like you didn't have to know what to hold and whatnot to, which is why I didn't personally like it. I enjoy early games so much more without a free 2-star unit.
I'm of the opposite opinion actually. I really liked the early game chosens. And with what you're saying, I think has more to do with like early game chosen balance, because like, oh, you hit chosen Trist, like it's a fast 8 right there. But that was just the problem with chosen Trist. That's not a problem with chosen itself necessarily. When you have a bunch of options for good 1 cost chosens to take early, and you kind of just have to play around it. and knowing how to play around all these different one cost chosens and fitting that into your opener, I think did make early game a little more interesting and did add to the skill of it. But then by the mid to late game, it was always you're fishing for super specific chosens, and it's just whether you hit that or not. And so,
See, I would disagree that as because how I saw it and how I still see chosen early game is that like so early game like a lot of like stage one like early stage two is knowing like which units to hold, which one cost unit, like 1 star units are gonna be stronger than like which like 2 star units are stronger than like a 1 star unit of like a higher quality, et cetera, how to manage all that. And then when like you're like not Triss was just one example because it's the it's a pretty obvious unit that was too strong, but when the game just hands you a 2 star unit every game that's like super good, like you're always playing your chosen unit, it feels a little like too I don't know, like the decision making is not really there when it's like
yeah.
in my
Although,
opinion. I mean
I guess the counterpoint in my mind is, well, then, I mean, everyone gets that guaranteed 2 star unit. One of the issues right now with early game is sometimes you just omega low roll your opener, you can't hit a single upgrade, and you're always forced to loss streak. When you're guaranteed 1 2 star, that kind of raises the floor of how bad your opener can be, and so like it's pretty rare that you're going to have a complete garbage opener that you literally cannot play around and you literally have to lose streak. So having that early chosen, it gave you a chance to play for win streak and to play around like a strong board, and it really promoted the skill expression of being able to play aggressive early around the chosen, around your items, and around whatever opener you hit. And when you have that floor raised, it and can no longer have like a quote unquote bad opener, then you have to play your opener well. It's not just about I hit the units, I just plot them on my board, okay, whatever. And this is also coming from that's how I first hit like top 10 playing. It was like the second patch is at 4.5, and I was just sweating the fuck out of my positioning in stage 2 every single game, and that's how I was win streaking. It wasn't off of strength of opener, it was around the positioning too. So I don't know. I'm of the opinion that like there was a ton of skill expression in playing around the early chosen. So
yeah, well, and I get that. I think that's definitely a take to have on it. I think that like it just I don't think it chosen like everyone gets one right. I don't think it really changed how early game works. It just makes it easier to understand where you're going with your early game or like it makes it because when you see your chosen, you're like okay, I'm playing that. I have to play the chosen because it's a chosen. Right? It's like not a decision. You have to play your chosen. So like I think it just takes a decision out of the game more than it because like the rest of the early game's the same. Where like you're still looking for the best units, the best combinations, you're sweating positioning. It's just like I don't know. If you had a bad chosen and like nothing else, like you still have to lose streak. I think that dynamic lose streak win streak was still there because if everyone's getting a chosen, then it's like I don't know. That's how I feel about it. I just don't like chosen in general though. So
I don't like chosen in general either. Yeah. I think there is exactly one redeeming quality, and that's the early game chosen. But
anyway, we can agree to say fuck chosen.
We can't say fuck chosen. Yes. Hold on, we should get Prine's opinion, and then I also want to jump in.
I like chosen. Chosen's probably one of my favorites. I mean, I like.
Hold on.
Let me think. I'm trying to think of set mechanics. I like augments the most. Then I like set 3, galaxies. I like chosen. I just thought. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I don't remember why I like chosen. I just liked it.
Okay.
It was nice getting that 2-star unit.
I'm down to kick Prine out of the call.
It was. I think it was good. I don't get the hate.
As the resident chosen abuser, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I did pretty well in set 4.
But
really now.
The thing about chosen that like me, because I was like probably the most flex player in set 4 by far. Like in 4.5 everybody was playing Kale. And then when Kale got nerfed, everyone was playing Slayers. And the thing is, like, the best part about Chosen, right, is it does give you direction, but like you have to be able to see the direction that it's like pushing you towards. So like my favorite part about set 4.5 and set 4 was that I could like use any of the chosen units. Like you could be given a chosen unit and I knew like whether or not it was good to take it. Uh and like that's the thing about chosen and the skill expression that comes with it, because a lot of the players during that time just did not understand like certain chosens were good in certain situations. Like if you had a Kale one trick, they would not be able to pick up like, you know, something like a Tryndamere chosen or like a, you know, any of the other, you know, other various varied chosens, Morgana, etc. They would just go for Kale. They would go for some kind of executioner. They would be like,
Dude,
okay,
that's right.
this is
You
what
played
I'm playing.
RFT.
If I don't hit this shit, unlucky. And then it got nerfed, and they were running around with their heads cut off, and like, what do I do? I can't play Kale no more. Like, you know, that's what happens, right? Like, but if you're flex, you can see, you know, I get Nautilus. You know, there was a game at Worlds, by the way. I had Brawler chosen Maokai, and I kept that guy until the end of the game. I had like Locket, Chalice, Zeke's Maokai 3, and that was the end game. That was my chosen.
Okay.
And I played that guy until the end of the game. But like, you know, that's sort of like the thing that you have to, you know, most people would not be like, okay, you can just hold on to this Maokai until the end of the game. They're probably like, I have Zeke's and Art, I have this Zeke's and I have this Chalice. I'm gonna play Kale. And they'll do the thing where they just try to hit Kale, and if they don't hit, you're like, ah, man, this chosen mechanic sucks. Look, this other guy over here, they hit Kale too. They hit chosen Kale. Why can't that be me? This mechanic blows, you know? But like, the thing is, if you can't see all of, like, the best part about chosen is that you'll get some chosens that, like, if you don't know that this is what you can play in this situation, you won't buy it. Or you'll buy it and you play it wrong. But if you do hit the chosen, it's like, if you do know how to play it, and that's the thing, right? Like, a lot of players still do not know how to play like all of the various angles and like all of the various comps, and so they'll hit something and they'll just be like, cool, extra gold, or like, oh, I won't buy this, I don't know how to play it, right? But like, if you do, like, the best part about chosen was that, you know, it gave you like this like instant point where you can be like, if you're flex, you can take this chosen and you can build a board around it. If you're not flexible, you can't buy that chosen because you don't know how to play around it. Like, there's this point where like nobody knew how to play Tryndamere, even after Slayers were strong, because the Slayers were like weak for a bit. Keeper meta came up, and suddenly for some reason everybody forgot to play Tryndamere. And so like, you know, if these people get offered a chosen Tryndamere, they don't know what to do with chosen Tryndamere. They forgot how to play Slayers. What are they gonna do? They're gonna be like, oh, I'm playing keepers. Let me put this chosen Tryndamere here. Fuck, and then they lose. You know, like that's what happens. But if you know how to play around it, I thought chosen was so good. It was so good, because like, you know, you got more flexibility and like moving your comps around. Because like right now, I think the big thing is without it, direction is like super important. Like having early direction is like very, very strong. Like even when chosen was around, having direction was pretty good as well, but like you had a bit more leniency, right? Because you could sort of get this upgraded unit and then just build your board around that. But with how it is now, it's like, you know, you sort of have to decide pretty, like, you have a bigger advantage if you decide earlier on, I would say, especially for like certain comps. But and with augments a little bit, but the chosen was really like, you know, you could be like, I can hit any chosen I want here. I can play a board around this. I can do what I want around this, and that was my favorite part, is because like, you know, the matter of like selling your chosen, you get, you know, a Nasus 1-star, you get a Nasus chosen. Do you choose to re-roll that shit when, like, outside of when it was broken, right? But like, you have a Nasus, do you re-roll it? Do you push 8? What do? You know, you sort of have to like, there are all these things that I really enjoyed about it. I was a big fan. I'm chosen #1 fan.
I'm gonna edit what I said. I hated chosen in 4.5. I like chosen in 4. I'm gonna tell you why. Because in set 4, itemization did not feel super like, I didn't feel like you needed like great items for anything. You know, Ash could hold a bunch of items, Work could hold a bunch of items, everyone hold a bunch of items. In set 4.5, I feel like itemization was like so fucking stringent. Like Kale could not hold I don't know. It like if you didn't have QSS on a Kale, you could try, right? You could try to position your Kale. If when the Sedge Aatrox exist, it's like I don't know. Some units I feel like needed. I think the Slayers were a little bit different. So like Tryndamere, Olaf. Like you definitely wanted certain items, but like they were more flexible. But if you were, let's say, you had early Kale direction, like a game that like you had like an early Rage Blade on something. You had like a Divine Chosen. You're playing one of these Divine units. It was looking good. You're like, okay, if I hit Kale here, it's awesome. If I don't Kale, what the fuck do I put these items on, man? Not that like you couldn't use like Rage Blade RFC on like a Tryndamere or something, right? But then the thing is that when a lot of the lobby is going to be playing for these very specific outs or like building like when best of slot is so important for most of the units, and they like I say half the lobby hits any given game, right? But then you're trying to play flexibly around your items, and you play flexibly around it in a chosen. I think it probably, if you were super high HP early game, you're probably better off than not. But if like I don't know, if you had bad items on mediocre items on a unit, you would just get outscaled like fucking crazy. I feel like constantly because of how inconsistent units were at like holding more than best in slot items. That's my opinion on why I think set 4 was a cool set. I think it was terribly designed around Chosen. I think set 4.5 was a cool set that was terribly designed around Chosen. I think set 4 was a great set that was designed around Chosen.
Oh yeah, the thing about 4.5, they added in the Lucky Lanterns as well. That
Yeah,
one was a little bit. They introduced loaded dice. When they introduced loaded dice, I was like, you people are on something. You guys, you guys are smoking something up there, and I don't think I want any of it because I hate loaded. I love Chosen. I hated loaded dice. I hated loaded dice with a passion. And when they brought loaded dice back, I was like,
I kind of like where dice got to be at in set 5 and now, because like dice is still in the game, but you are actively choosing to opt into it if you take a dice in some form. In set 4.5 with the lanterns, the lantern just drops everyone a dice, and depending on your dice RNG, you either like use it to hit the last copies of your 3-star 4 cost, or you hit jack shit. And you did not opt into that.
Nothing feels worse when you're one off your unit and you're like, oh my god, this loaded dice, I'm basically guaranteed. I just need one thing here. Loaded, and usually it's like it had every time. I feel like for me, it's on like some 3-cost unit. You roll it, you get nothing. Some fuck over here has like 3-star ASOL, and you're like, oh, okay.
You just poke around the lobby, and there's 3-star 4 costs, and you're just like, this is cursed. I'm fucked.
Yeah. I hated loaded dice when they brought it in, but like,
oh yeah, for sure. Do we want to talk about the patch?
Does Prine have anything? Prine, did you want to say anything more about like set 4 or your idea behind Chosen or anything?
Not necessarily. I'm down to talk about the patch.
Okay, cool. What are your thoughts about the patch?
Good patch. I mean, it's a lot better than last patch.
Agreed.
What do I have to complain about? People hit Akali on 4-5. Like, that's a lot better than taking 5-unit loss on 3-2 to
These people that don't play the early game. Like if you're playing Akali, you still got to play the early game. You can't just open for Akali.
Oh,
I mean, you can. You're basically coin flipping.
Meanwhile, I open for Protectors. I still don't play the early game.
That's true. Oh, Protectors is something you can open for sure.
Yeah. But I think they fixed a lot of issues. I think the biggest good change that I do think actually swung around to being kind of OP actually is the trade augments. They feel good to take now. But that I'm also coming from I play open for it now, and the trade augments actually just help out open for it a little bit because I love their reasoning that they gave for like, we don't want to give like a premier carry with the trade.
Leona.
So we're gonna drop a Lissandra with Scholar Hearts.
You're playing Twin Shot. Oh, unlucky for Graves.
Yeah, Pogo Graves. We want to give you a mutant emblem. Here, have a Kog'Maw. That's not a premier carry. We feel okay giving you a Kog'Maw. Meanwhile, I'm playing Kog'Maw every fucking game. Oh, sweet, a copy of Kog'Maw.
A
Let's
Kog'Maw plus mutant.
let's quickly go over what changed in the patch real quick, because some people that are listening might not know. So the biggest things, a lot of the trait augments got buffed. So now stuff like Bodyguard Heart, the silver augment, or Bodyguard Heart, or is it the gold one? I don't know. Basically, it gives you.
It's the silver one also. It also
Yeah. So the silver one that gives you just +1 bodyguard. This is just using bodyguard as an example. The gold one that gives you a bodyguard emblem, and actually the last one that would give you
I think it's 8 gold.
two. Yeah, is it 8 gold or is it 2 spats? I don't remember.
It might be 2 spats.
Soul
Yeah.
is it gives two emblems.
Depending on what.
It's either 2 emblems or 8 gold.
That's a lot.
Okay, that was really confusing, so I'm gonna start back at the beginning. So Bodyguard Heart, the silver one, will now give you a Leona when you take it. Bodyguard, whichever one the gold one is, I don't fucking know what it is, will give you an emblem and a Leona. And the prismatic one will either give you 2 emblems or 8 gold now. So instead of saying, like the prismatic one, for example, for a lot of different traits, instead of saying you now have +2 mutant, it'll drop you 2 mutant spats. Instead of saying +2 enchanter, it'll give you +2 enchanter and 8 gold. And it's fucking crazy, because if you take like the enchanter silver one, or you take like the bodyguard silver one, which I've taken the bodyguard silver one so many times since this patch came out, you get a free Leona for the bodyguard one, you get a free Tarek for the enchanter one, and if you know what stage 2 Tarek is like, he got nerfed a little bit. It's pretty fucking crazy regardless. Big changes in the meta. Arcanist got nerfed a lot. Vex in particular, Cat got nerfed a lot. Akali got buffed a little bit, which she didn't really need. We'll talk about that.
Yeah. Jinx
Cho
got
buffed a little bit.
nerfed? Question
Yeah.
mark?
Did she? Did she really get nerfed? I read that Jinx got nerfed, and I look around my games and I'm like, there's no shot.
Wait, really?
Dude.
She just always dies.
I straight
feel
up
like-
can beat Jinx 2 with Shaco 2. Hello?
Yeah.
So
I saw Jinx 2 go 7th yesterday.
I
saw
agree with.
Applebee's hit a Jinx 2 really early yesterday.
Yeah, I
And
think
he lost every round.
I was like 6th that game.
Mhm.
I was like a Jinx 2 at like the end of middle stage 4, I think. But so I agree with Prine. I think the patch is amazing. I think I've climbed like 500 LP since the patch dropped, because I haven't been playing a lot more, but just having a lot of fun, and like I think it's a much healthier game state. But there's so many comps that come out of the woodworks. Drachi and Prine both play a lot of protectors, I think, right?
Yeah, and
playing it.
funnily enough, that's with Garen getting nerfed, and it's still Omega strong.
I mean,
So,
Garen is
Drachi, you
playing
went from
just as good.
Katarina to Protectors?
Yeah.
Any comment?
Katarina!
I degen at the start of sets. This is the thing. I'm just a straight up degen until I figure out the
Let's
game
put
and just
them on
play win
blast.
streak.
Slush.
You're part of the problem. So cool. Like I think there are a lot of bug fixes, for example, right? The targeting bug is a big one, I think, that help protectors. So now Cogma doesn't really start shooting some random person. Garen stays on the right target. There's a lot of units that benefit from that, and it kind of culminated in, and there were some mutant buffs as well.
Like
But I think it kind
reroll.
of culminated in protector reroll becoming a very meta comp. So we can talk about that first. I have a very different experience with it, that I feel like than the call and then the podcast in general. So if you guys want to talk about it first, then I'll give my 2 cents after. Whoever feels passionate about the
Talk
call
about
can-
protectors.
Yeah. Let's talk about protectors.
They're there. They're strong. You can play it. Kog'Maw got buffed at 1 and 2 stars, but nerfed on 3 stars. Kassadin got buffed on 1 star. They're pretty good.
And it feels similar to Cat, actually. About you need more than like 2-star Cat and like another upgrade. Like with the, it feels like with the protectors to be stable for stage 3, you need like 2 decent items, all your 1 costs upgraded, and then preferably Kog'Maw 2, but like mostly Kog'Maw 2 also. You basically need the whole board upgraded, but 4 1 costs and a 2 cost. It's not hard to hit that.
Yeah. You definitely need the
I
upgrades to be stable for this board.
Yeah, it's not like Sins where like you're pure open forwarding, like you're not holding anything. You're like just making eco at any cost except to hold cats, and then you roll down and you hit like cat 2 and
And then you
Talon
5-0 every single board.
Yep, cat 2,
It's
Talon
lit.
2, all 1-stars, 5-0 everyone. With
Yeah.
protectors, you actually do need to have the upgrades to be stable, or you're gonna be me and die at 4-1. Which happened yesterday in
Yeah.
Appy's game. I went 8th at 4-1 because I lost 11 rounds because I just
Don't worry,
didn't-
you can get your Merc cash out.
Yeah,
All right.
cheese.
Ah.
didn't have good items, didn't have a cog 2, and I was just dead. But that can happen if you're not stable on stage 3. But for the most part, if you hit all your upgrades and you have like Rage Blade on cog for stage 3 plus a tank item on Garen, like you're good to go.
Itemizing Garen?
Oh, you want to itemize my boy Cassidy?
I
No?
don't-
Yeah, I itemized Cassidy.
I still itemize Garen. That's just me right now.
I've
like-
seen Kassadin pop off recently.
I have to. I'm gonna experiment with Kassadin. It might be depending on Mutant actually, like whether you itemize
I think
Kassadin or
Cassidy
not.
is so strong because he has damage reduction on his ult. Plus like the
35?
mana reave. Yeah, I
Wait,
think it's 30.
He has
Is
damage
it
reduction.
35 or
Yeah, he has
50?
damage
Hold up, what the fuck?
I know this because GVA was telling me about it when we were playing duos.
Yeah, he's a much better tank than Garen. That's
yeah,
for
he's
sure.
like right now he's much better. Plus he can benefit from the whatever the mutant buff is. Because
I literally didn't know he had damage reduction.
yeah,
Yeah, I didn't know.
yeah,
Like 2 days ago.
That's why he's like I already thought he was like an incredibly good
Kassadin
tank.
now it's official.
Last patch, but you know he got pseudo nerfed on 3-star, but like the buff on earlier levels makes him that much makes the comp that much stronger. Like you don't lose as much health. And he's like I think he's the premier tank. It's him and Cho'Gath are like the 2 best tanks right now, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed.
Okay.
So far, my experience with the comp, I think it's. I mean, I haven't experienced it as being like overly broken or anything right now. I feel like it's good. It's really good, but I feel like it's a healthy reroll comp where like you don't like stabilize super hard on a bunch of shitters. I mean, I think there was a round today where I beat the fully capped board with like 4 bodyguard and Ori 1 with an archangel.
Yeah, or like if you have GS, you can deal with that.
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
If I
yeah.
have-
It's very, yeah. It's you can deal with this comp, right? It's good, but it's not broken, which feels so nice to have a reroll comp, like the premier reroll comp, not be like Katarina where it's so fucking broken. I'm happy with protectors. I feel very happy with it. I think it's like I don't think it's the strongest comp in the game by even close. I think it's like good for a top 4. I feel like you're not going to win a lot on it personally, but I haven't played a lot. Obviously, my experience with it isn't amazing. I just haven't seen it win in my games. I feel it feels like good but very beatable. So I'm happy with it.
I totally agree.
Mhm.
Which
yeah, the thing about it's like not frustrating to play against for the most part.
Yeah,
like the thing is like you can sort of see I can't get through the front line because my items aren't like good enough to deal with a front line like this. With Katarina, it's like you can have GS, but the unit that you're holding GS on just dies to Katarina. So like, what do you do? Die? Yeah, I guess so.
guess I'll die.
Yeah, I like Jhin as an option now. Like you can play a little Jhin now.
I see a lot of Jhin now. I
Yeah,
do.
nice.
I do think like if I have one complaint about the meta, it's just so AD heavy right now. Like AP doesn't feel real.
I
Except
don't know
for
about
Akali.
that.
Akali is AP damage.
Oh, except Akali, yeah, that's true.
I feel like you
I-
can carry some AP.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
like
playing a lot of
I like-
Arcanist actually. To be honest.
Arcanist is Kaisa got fixed. Her ult doesn't do the dumb shit where she dies and nothing comes out. Now it's like, if she gets stunned, her missiles still come out. If she goes into GA, she still does damage, which is nice, right? Because like,
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
it's honestly like probably like greater than 30% DPS increase. Because like there are so many like you get stunned, there goes all your Kaisa damage.
I mean, the consistency is just insane now compared. Like some fights, Kaisa. The problem with Kaisa carry is that some fights she would do literally nothing and you just lose the game, right? That happens 2 fights, you take 1 billion damage because she kills nothing, you lose the game instantly. Now she actually does shit. I like the last game today. I played like my comp was like 4 bodyguard Kaisa carry, and it fucked. It had a GA on it. If it ever died before the bodyguards died, she'd just come back or she'd ult through it, and it was just so awesome.
Yeah, Kaisa
Um,
2 is like the con of challengers now. Like
mhm.
I think you need that to win, but it really does win.
Yeah, I totally agree. Very very good unit. I was gonna say something about. Was I gonna say something about? What we were talking about? Protectors. Oh yeah, we're talking about Jin. So this is gonna lead into a big part of the meta. Jin is good. I played a game of Jin like last game of the day, and there was an Akali on the other person's board. Right. I'm gonna tell you what Jin did to this Akali and how this is the story of how Jin got his ankles broken. So,
Wait, what?
this is the story about Jin. Sit down, kids, because I'm gonna read you a bedtime story. Lay down. So once upon a time, my team spawned in on like 4-6 or whatever, and the other team has an Akali one with no GA, like an Archangel or something. Here's what happened. The whole board dies basically except for the Akali. Jin 2 with GA Last Whisper, right? He targets this Akali and she dashes. He hits her twice. She dashes, right? She goes back to full HP. He misses his third, the big one because of the dash, or the fourth one because of the dash, and she lives, right? He gets ready to ult again. He's pumped. He's gonna get her this time. She dashes onto him, and he's like, she's right fucking there. I'm gonna get her ass. And he autos her. She gets full mana. She ults him. Gets behind him. Like gets to like the side of him. As he autos, he misses.
It's lit.
Akali, he autos her once. She does it again. He fucking misses. He's like people monk of steer all over the place. One more time, he's dead. I lose the fight. She
Has
cleans
anybody
up my
seen
entire
that?
board.
Has anybody seen that old Raditz clip? His Akali against the Lux kept dashing through.
Oh
Or,
yes,
like,
yeah.
dodging the
That was my
Lux
Lux, by the way.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Yep.
Talk crazy.
Oh, not fun. Yeah,
It's-
Akali's been breaking some ankles.
yup.
You're playing Jin, you're playing Lux. There's like Tristana sometimes even potentially.
Mhm. I
Yeah.
uh I honestly didn't even know Jin could miss until Akali started being played, and he just misses all over the place. Like as soon as she dashes, his auto is just like, I'm gonna be on the left side of the screen. She's just gonna go over to the right side. It's fine. And then if it's ever a 1v1, it's just there's like it happened to my Vi today too. I was playing Mutant Snaptic Web Vi 3.
I
She
thought
had
you said
10 mana.
snap dick.
Sister, Fister, auto, head
Yeah, I was
hole.
playing Sister Fister, and it's Vi and like my Cho'Gath versus an Akali one, and it's like auto punch, she dashed away, missed. Auto punch, she dashed away, missed. Keeps dashing through the Vi, and I was like, bro, there's no fucking way. And eventually Cho just ate her, but it was
Yeah, that's Cho will always deal with Akali, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Cho'Gath,
yeah.
he'll be like, "You're the lowest health." Oh yeah, baby. Bye bye.
Oh yeah, baby.
Wait, I didn't know if I could miss. What the heck?
Yeah, she
Yeah,
can
yeah, yeah.
miss.
She can whip. She can whip.
Oh god.
Oh, I've seen it. Yeah.
It's a
Akali's a
skill
fucking
shot.
nightmare,
Also,
man.
Akali might be contributing to why Lux isn't as good. Also, just meta things because it's so
Yeah.
like it's so hard for Lux to deal with Akali both hitting her and not dying to Akali.
Mm.
So
Wait, I forgot Lux existed. What the hell?
Yeah, I know because
Yeah,
like
I
no
mean,
one's
she's
no
not
one's playing her
That
because
played
it's
too
not
much.
it's not even so much. Well, the Lux nerf itself definitely hurt, but also the Vex nerfs. Like Vex being your main frontline in that comp, and now Vex is just not as good.
I think you just don't need to play around verticals as much. Like
Yeah.
I think you can if you like high roll early Arcanist, for example, that's when you can play like the reroll stuff with the 3 cost. But like, if you're playing Lux, just build a flex board. Put some body, maybe put a Scion in, put a Braum in,
Play good units.
Leona.
Wow, what a concept.
Just do the thing where you like You know, where the game doesn't play itself because you already had this comp in mind at the beginning, and you're like, oh, Vex, Lux, Arcanist. Just look at the Arcanist tag. Arcanist, Arcanist, Arcanist. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
if
Lux
you,
with like flex units, not bad. I won out last patch with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Like
not that
flex
bad.
units with Akali, I think also feels really good. I was
Yep.
talking to
Yeah.
Frodan and Admirable about this yesterday, actually, in rehearsal for the duo tourney. Like Akali, you don't have to play 5 Syndicate. It's easy to drop out of 5 Syndicate and just play good units and just play flex around her.
yeah, for sure. I'm gonna talk. This is involving Flexicali as well as Arcanist. So I think I'm probably one of the more well versed in Arcanist on this patch players, like you know, like high elo players. 'Cause I've been playing a lot of Arcanist. I generally do really well with it, and what I've found is that you really can't. Well, it's kind of obvious because stuff got nerfed, but you really can't play it how you used to, right? You can't like let Yordle econ you up in stage 3 and like play a lose streak and then roll down on 4-1 and then get like Mal's 2, Vex 2 and win streak the whole stage, right? You can't do that. It won't work. It's like win streak on stage. You have to just be high rolling it. You have to win streak on stage 3, and the only time you can really play Lux carry and like a vertical Arcanist is if you just have the most cracked fucking items of all time, and you have like IEJG like GS, and then she is insane, and then vertical Arcanist. But and that was my opinion of it, right? That was my opinion of the comp, is that it's a like if you want to play 6 Arcanist, it's just super high roll. You have to tempo into it, and then you have to hit Victor. You have to hit Victor, otherwise you have no chance of winning. Victor 2 is your win condition most of the time, and then you can go 9, whatever. But I played a game today of it, right? And I got Spellblade. I'm gonna tell you what my items were that game. I had Warmong's Redemption, Bramble, Vex, I think. And I think I had like a Zephyr, a Shroud. I think I had a Morello's, a GA. No, I had a GA, a Morello's maybe. I didn't have any damage items, right? But I did have 2 Arcanist spats. And so I went 8 Arcanists with Spellblade with no damage items on anyone. And I got second to like some super Capticali board. But it beat out literally every other board in the game. The entirety of stage 4 and 5.
Oh, can we say rip to Spellblade Urgot?
Yeah, we can. Oh,
07.
A moment of silence. A moment of silence for Spellblade Urgot. Spellblade Arcanist spat Urgot. But Arcanist, I think, like, it can do really well. You just have to. It's very different than what it used to be. It's not the just like econ early open 4, not open 4, but like you don't play very aggressively stage 3 and then like roll whatever, hit your mouse, get into Lux, whatever. You can't play like that. It's much more of like a tempo comp now, where like you have to be streaking around it, like around stage 3. You have to be high rolling it a lot. You have to, if you want to stay in it, I think with Lux gear you have to get great items. Otherwise, Malzahar in Arcanist, by the way, Mal's 2, I think it's just a better unit than Lux 2 with. Unless you have literally like IEJGGS. If you have like anything else, Lux 2 is so much worse than Mal's at killing units and winning fights for you. But yeah, I think it's if you get Spellblade, that comp is like 8 Arcanist is fucking broken. I played so the color that Akali comes in as I played Spellblade Arcanist spat Akali.
Huh.
Because she ults so much, and then I actually got fucked. It's just whoosh, kill something. Whoosh, kill something.
Spellblade Arcanist spat Synaptic Web Vi.
Oh! Wait, that could actually be fucking broken.
Wait, you need Mutant Spat and
Arcanist
Arcanist
spat,
Spat.
Mute spat, and a decap.
Oh yeah.
Or probably
yeah.
probably
It'd be like
JG.
Gunblade.
JG,
Honestly,
Gunblade.
like
Or
Gunblade.
Gunblade.
Yeah.
Gunblade or
Yeah.
JG. Probably Gunblade, actually.
Gunblade.
Gunblade.
Oh, is that going to be the new nut? Is that the new nut comp now that Spellblade Urgot's dead?
Spellblade Arcanist
Go for
spat
it.
Vi.
Go for it,
Okay.
Appies. Do it.
No, I'm gonna open this up to the viewers and listeners as well, and Prine, I'll open up the guests as well, and the host, everyone. Fuck it.
Set a bounty.
anyone-
We'll set a bounty on.
We'll set a bounty. If anyone can send us a footage of one round where they play Synaptic Web, Mutant Spat, plus Arcanist Spat, plus Spellblade on a Vi, I will personally gift you a sub to all of our Twitch channels and send you $20 on Venmo.
Oh!
So
Ooh, let's
challenge.
it's a bounty for anyone out there. Send it to us on Twitter. At us. Just post it. At us at the Triforce Tactics podcast.
No. I'll also gift a sub to all of our channels. Wait, no, it's to the same person. I'll give you $20 as well. Make it
$40 in subs to all of us. If you make this happen, anyone out there, little Jimmy sitting like in bronze 3 right now, saying, "This is my moment. This is my moment."
Little Jimmy. I'm not throwing in $20 for the record. I'm too broke for that. Okay, business. I will blow you a kiss on stream.
I didn't think that's where that was going.
That's rare.
I
say a lot of such shit, especially on podcasts, but I'm not going that far.
Speaking of such shit, let's talk about Akali. And that syndicate icon looking kind of sus, no? It does look like the Among Us, the Among Us guy, the Among Us guy, doesn't it? The syndicate icon.
Guy.
It does a little bit. How do we feel about Akali? Prine, you can start if you'd like.
Akali 1's too stable. But I mean, it's not like there's been worse stuff. We've all seen worse stuff. I'm not gonna complain too much.
Especially because she's a 5 cost, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm sorry, go ahead, Kevin.
I was gonna say, like, think about how easy it is to hit Cat 2 compared to 1 Akali. Because, like,
I don't have any. Yeah, can't complain.
I had a game today, right? Or I was playing Cat. I had Zhonya's IE Spark Katarina. Zhonya's Hourglass IE Spark Katarina. I had like 4 Katarinas, like 6 Sin, like a Sin augment. And I was like, man, do I level from here or do I go for then look for Akali or I just reroll Cat? And I decided to go for Akali. And I got really lucky because I hit Akali 2 at 8 with Anika. But
I'll go.
But I'm
That's
pretty
a
sure
right
it's wrong.
there.
'Cause, like, the fact that it's a 5 cost, like the fact that I have to make that decision, right? Whether I can actually like reasonably see that Akali. Yeah, she's too strong. Like the 1-star Akali is too strong. But again, it's so nice that she's not a 2 cost. It's that like the thing about a 5 cost being really strong is that 5 cost should be really strong, right? And a 5 cost carry being 1-star and being really strong with like a lot of different itemizations is not the best. It results in like this patch where like people are complaining about Akali a ton. But like she's strong and people want to play her and like you'll see random Akali 2 is the end of stage 4 and like all this crazy shit. But in reality, she's the healthiest broken thing we've had in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think anytime 5 costs are that broken, it's like, okay, well, at least it's not, like y'all said, it's not easy access to it. Although then the issue almost becomes a little more like, okay, well, if I don't hit this broken shit that's like a coin flip to hit, then like, what do I do? But then some of the skill comes in, like, okay, what are my outs when I don't hit that shit, rather than you expect to hit Cat 2 every single game on 3-2.
Yeah. I think where a lot of people are going to be running into problems this patch, I think a lot of Cat players will probably just like, oh shit, another assassin lady? Fuck yeah. Is that like if you want to? Sorry, go ahead. You're gonna say what I'm gonna say. So
I was gonna say because like I heard somebody say like, oh, Cat got nerfed, but Akali is broken. All these Cat players are gonna just switch to Akali Phage, and I was like, no, you don't understand. You're telling these Cat 1 tricks to straight up open for it until level 7 and roll all of their gold for less than 1% odds. Fuck it, open for it until level 8. Let's see what happens. Oh, they're dead. Oh shit, what happened? Oh no, let's go, let's run it back. I'm gonna call you 1 trick. You cannot expect to hit like this is the thing about 5 costs. You cannot expect to hit a 5 cost every game, and that's the good part, right? I can't hard force Clapio every game. Well, I can. Soju did it. You saw what happened to Soju. He straight up lost 600 LP.
Nice.
Nice. Like, that's what happens when you try to hard force a 5 cost, because you're not gonna hit every game. You're not expected to hit every game, and that's what's good about it. Because
Which then, okay, that becomes its own balance issue of like when a comp depends on a 5 cost and you just can't hit that 5 cost and you're fucked. So like Yumi the first patch, but that is much healthier than 2 costs being the best in the game.
Oh yeah. I like how 5 costs. I played 2 games of Akali this set, right, or this patch. One of them was that game. The other one, I was level 9 with a bunch of flex items. I hit an Akali 2. I played Akali. That's how 5 costs. Like that's how you should play Akali, right? You don't go in a game. You say me Akali meow. One, because she does not cat and she doesn't meow.
Oh, so someone's hit a game. I'm not dropping the name on the podcast, but someone got the game and called me Akali, and I'm like, really? You're calling a 5 cost?
Yeah,
Really?
like you don't do that shit. It doesn't like you're gonna make the biggest clown you don't hit.
You actually can't be 2020 Akali because like you'll have games you just cannot hit 1 copy of the Akali straight up.
Unless you're just the one true protagonist of TFT.
I mean, yeah, that. Like, I've played 1 Akali game this patch, and by Akali game, I mean, I have not played Akali this patch, because I was trying to play Akali that game and didn't hit.
Yeah, you just have the item somewhere else, and you're like, well, I guess I'll go for it. Unless you open for it for some reason to play Akali, which I don't understand, and you'll go 8. That's where the skill expression comes
The
in.
open fort degens have moved on from Sins.
I played a 1 Akali game. I like win streak 6 scrap. Then I went level 9, and then I just put a 2-star Akali in, put some items on it.
Oh yeah.
Boom.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to-
What a concept!
Yeah, you don't need that. Yeah.
No.
Crazy.
I mean, I'll see these people building like, and I did it for 1 game, right? I tested the waters. I said, "Fuck it, I'll try to play Akali from here." But I see people like building GA Archangels, i.e. Cat 2 every single game, and they're like, and I'm like, what happens if you don't hit at 8? Like, if you don't hit at 8, I'm not. You're not coming crying to me. I'm over here playing Jin. I'm playing 4 cost, baby. I'm re-rolling like a 2 cost or a 3 cost. You don't hit your Akali? Get out of my fucking game, man.
They only need 1 though.
Yeah.
They do only need 1. Yeah.
It's sort of like the I mean, it's the same thing sort of like, with innovators last patch. You're trying to hit that 7 innovator and you're like, shit. Fuck. Here
Where's
I
my
am. Level 8.
Where's my thank God Innovator got nerfed. Like, Innovator needed a big fat fucking nerf.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I forgot to mention in the weekly thing, I had my first Mr. 100 of the set this week in a challenger lobby. I had 7 innovator on 3-3.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah. Sure.
I had a tome as my first augment. I'm gonna tell you the storyline of this game. I had a tome as my first augment. I just YOLO'd it on 1-4 and got an innovator spat. And then I got a tome off Krugs and I got another innovator spat. And then I had a Seraphine in my shop on 3-3.
Player gap. What can I say?
There's a player gap. And then I just won the game.
The largest player gap I've ever seen in my life.
Can we talk about how crazy it is that you can get a gold augment just like randomly from creep round?
Yeah,
I know.
It's kind of nuts.
Like,
What's up
It
with
shouldn't
that?
exist. It shouldn't exist. That's like, why is there not an augment that gives you Nikos then?
There should be an augment that gives you 3 Nikos. Thoughts?
Fuck yeah. Fuck it. The silver one is 1 Nico, the gold one's 2, the prismatic one is 8 Nikos.
8
Wait,
Nikos. Let's go.
8 Nikos.
No. Hey, Appies.
Fuck it. Let's make there an augment that gives you 7 mercs. Just not with any of the units. Just straight up put the synergy on your board.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. I forgot. The prismatic augment's changed. It gives you 8 Nikos and a Tom Kench.
Yeah. 8 Nikos at the top. I'm down for
Okay.
let's lower it. 8 Nikos and a Cassidin at 1-4. Thoughts?
Oh.
Wait.
Oh.
Hold up.
I mean, that's basically what the loaded dice does, though. I have a Cassidin, I have loaded dice, boom, Cassery.
Yeah. The Spicy Appy's TikTok channel's up and running now, and one of the first videos on it is gonna be I got 3 loaded dice. This is what I was talking about last week. I got 3 loaded dice, and I used all of them on stage 2 to hit TF3 Darius 3 by the end of like 2-5,
Yeah.
and it's just a free game.
That's how you got to play the loaded dice.
yeah,
though. I don't think you can afford to greed those loaded dice.
I agree.
You burn as soon as possible because I mean you're functionally if you take a loaded dice augment until you burn those loaded dice, you don't have a prismatic augment.
True.
Mm-hmm.
What are the one costs you can consistently hit?
I think Caitlyn is the easiest. Caitlyn is really, really easy because she has no overlaps.
Yeah, so at level 3, you just only see Caitlyn's, right?
Yeah.
And then if you use them on a Zyra at 3, you have a huge chance to 3-star both TF and Darius because you'll see very few Zyras generally. I think on average you'll like 2-star Zyra and then 3-star both the TF and the Darius. And then I know like Alawi's really easy to hit with it, right?
No. I'll tell you what. Don't use it on Alawi. I played yesterday. I had my stream title going. It was no end until top 4 with Alawi. It was on my Smurf, so it was really easy. But that unit, hot trash. Don't try to carry that guy, that lady, because she not good. She bad. She real bad.
The Princess and the Frog comp, both of them in one comp. Both of them in one unit. She's both the princess and the frog.
Nah, she got tentacles. That's different.
Oh god.
Tigers?
Shigers?
Shigers.
Like,
okay. Am I moving on
though.
from being gay for Vi to being gay for Alawi? People
Yeah. We got tentacles of the wazoo.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I like being tied up now, so what?
All right. Well,
okay.
I'm cutting myself off now.
Real secret tech though for the loaded. Oh, go ahead, Abby. What are you gonna say?
Prine, I think you can also hit like Camille. Really, I learned a lot of one cost with like at level 3. You just hit like if you zone them, you can only see them. So they're like a bunch
I've
of
seen
one
Camille
costs.
a bit.
Camille 3 is like okay.
Camille 3 is not bad actually.
I actually think the one cost you really, really want to be going for, it's either like the Darius TF pairing, that's one, or like protectors are also super good. The thing is there's a lot of overlap there a little bit, but Twitch singed. Okay, Twitch
so
carry is the secret tech. Twitch is hot. Like I fucking love Twitch carry.
What's the items?
I think if you can get like a D-Blade Last Whisper +1, it's like super, super nice. Because he makes the most, like, you're gonna 3-star Twitch. D-Blade is gonna be mad value. And you can do like, either it's Last Whisper, D-Blade, you can do like Rage Blade, Hurricane, Blue Buff, IE, all of those items work. And you just stack a bunch of Chemtech. It's a super, super, super nice comp. Twitch also does not get fucked by targeting bug anymore. There's a lot of cool positioning things you can do with like, the Sen you really want in there is Echo. Echo obviously is going to be like the highest value Sen you can play with that comp. And then there's a lot of cool positioning things you can do. If you have Chemtech Explosion, you can try to get Zac in a way where you like pull stuff in and like explode stuff. You can Twitch backline explode stuff, or like there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with Twitch. You can do like you can try to Singe Flip to clump units so that you can get like a really good Echo ults, things like that. With like a Morello, you can apply it on a lot of units. It's such a fun comp. I think I love Twitch. I think Twitch is a new Udyr for me. That rat is fucking dope.
I have not tried the rat. I have had my appreciation for Singed go up tenfold recently because I played one game of it was like a Yordle. It was the first day of the patch. I played like a Yordle reroll thing where I played like Triss with a 3-star. I had 3-star Triss, 3-star Vex, right? And my Vex was solo frontlined. And there were like a few Innovator and Chemtech players, and this was like I had a 3-star like stage 3 or stage 4, middle stage 4. I lost every single round because she'd get flipped into my backline and my whole team would die. Singe is a fucking monster, and I've been playing him so much since I realized he's so good. He is actually such an insanely good unit. He is so fucking good. Also, while we're still on, last little thing about loaded dice, I just had a realization that if you have a Lulu on level 3 and loaded dice, you can probably go for Vhagar super easily because you just instantly 3-star Poppy and Ziggs, right?
Ooh, that's also a good
Oh
one.
yeah.
It seems like it'd be such a
Yeah,
consistent.
yeah. Loaded dice, the loaded dice tech.
Huh.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's always. I'm pretty sure it's always on a 1 cost, especially now because like people were using it. They were greeting it to play cat. Obviously, that's like
Well,
the first
yeah.
thing they thought of. Yeah, but like I think highest value you got a 3-star 1 cost because
Oh
like
yeah.
the first time I hit loaded dice on 1-4, I just decided the 3-star like Cassidon or something. It was like the freest top 4 of my life because like
You're so strong for so long.
yeah, you're mad strong. You're like mad strong.
Yeah. I actually can see that you will take. The thing is, I think you have to have a Lulu for it, or like a Heimer or something. Because if you try to
Yeah.
use it on either of the 1 cost, there's like 2 units for each thing.
Yeah, you could get like a Darius or something.
Or like Darius TF both overlap. So it'd have to be Lulu or any other royal unit, but
Yeah.
besides Vex, I guess, or even Trist you couldn't do because sniper.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it
can't-
has to be
I
Lulu.
can't do Trist.
You gotta
Lulu
get a
Heimer.
Lulu. You gotta
It
get
has
a
to be
Lulu.
Lulu
Heimer.
or I can't
Oh,
even do
Innovator
Heimer.
though. Yeah,
Heimer
Innovator.
because
It
Innovator.
has to be
exactly.
Lulu. Okay.
You gotta
Lily-
get a Lulu. You got a donkey roll for Lulu. Or here's what you can do, right? You could just try to gamble it, right? Use the first loaded dice if you don't
get a
have
Lulu.
Lulu to get a Lulu, and then you use the loaded dice on the Lulu afterwards.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that'd be a play too.
Yeah.
Loaded
You
dice
just have
on
to-
1-4 is so cool.
Mhm. It's
It's
really
so
fun to
cool.
play around with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do we want to wrap up talking about the patch and talk about the Duos tourney a little bit?
Sure. I mean, I think we covered a lot. We didn't cover Cho'Gath. We can talk about Cho'Gath very quickly if we
Oh
want.
yeah.
Cho'Gath is good. Play him. Can't be CC.
Yeah.
Guy
Okay.
runs over teams.
This fucking Ramkev guy, that sounds like Dax. Oh my god. This fucking Ram. Oh my. Ugh. I love you, Dax, but I don't want to sound like you. I can't become the NAEU Soju.
Oh man.
But this Kevin guy, man, he's in my game yesterday, the day before, playing 2-star Cho'Gath on Cybernetic with like what was it? It was like Runan's IE.
Runan's IE Bramble. And I had underdog.
Yeah, underdog. I think he had the Colossus augment as well.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I had the Colossus
And
one. That
this
was a nice
guy
one.
doesn't lose a round for the entire game and just fucking wins the game off Cho 2.
Underdog is so good.
It's so good.
So good. Especially if you're playing Colossus, because you're guaranteed start of the fight underdog value.
Yeah.
I think Underdogs is really good on Protectors too.
Yeah, it
is.
Because you're under leveled.
For sure. Yeah, but basically Cho is really strong. You can do AD Cho now. It's like a pretty common like Blade Master when it's Blade Master even. AD Cho is everywhere.
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
the stats you get really benefit him like auto attacking shit. Like the other stuff is a little bit iffy, like Synaptic Web or
yeah. He's
probably
kind of
don't wanna
like
be doing that.
Olaf, right? Because he has a built-in QSS.
Mhm.
He's like set 4 Olaf. Talking about set 4. He's like set 4 Olaf basically.
Yeah, with like 5k more health.
5k more health, more AD, but no cleave.
Yeah,
So-
no cleave. He's
yeah,
real
so
slow.
Cho. There's a graph that Kana, I think Kana posted this at the beginning of the podcast. There's a graph that Mort put up, and it shows Cho'Gath's like win rate compared to other 3 costs at and the last patch 11.23, and it is far and away the lowest one. It's not even close. It's like a mile below every other 3 cost win rate wise. And then there's he posted a graph today, an updated one where he is the highest. From the lowest by far to the highest, not by far, but so I think he's going to be getting adjusted a little bit. But Cho is also, they announced a B patch, by the way, which we're assuming Akali 1 will get hit. Cho will get hit.
I think it's Wednesday.
Wednesday? Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
Do you guys think Jinx will be buffed, or is she gonna stay as is?
I hope she gets
I think
buffed.
stay as is.
I think as is. I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they feel a need to whiplash her like that.
Man, this
But-
Jinx unit.
Yeah. But God, I have to cast Akali tomorrow and justify that unit's existence. Just fuck my life.
Oh, I
Well,
am an Akali abuser in duos. I will tell you already. I abuse the
I'm-
shit out of Akali in duos.
I'm using that. I'm just gonna be like, this fucking Ramkev guy told me he was gonna abuse Akali. He's abusing Akali.
I've been abusing Akali in duos though. Like if I get the chance, I will play Akali. I did that last set. Or last patch, not last set. There was no Akali last set.
Set
But
5.5 Akali. Fuck yeah.
For
last patch,
Akali.
I was playing Akali.
That
I was
4.5 Spirits in Akali?
Ooh, that was a fun comp.
That was
a fun comp. It was a
so
degenerate comp, but it was a fun comp.
Yeah, it was so degen. Anyway, yeah, but duos. There's a duos tourney tomorrow that Ramcam is playing in. Should be a good time. It's mostly just like big streamers, which is what it is. It's an invitational, so
Yeah, it's separate from the one they announced when they announced duos, right? It's the one where they invite people from ladder.
Yeah, the ladder one is a little bit suspect.
Yeah.
How does that work?
A bunch of
whoever is at top of ladder plus their partner.
People in the TFT Discord are actually talking about this, about how like current rank 1 on NA is like just making new accounts every 10 games to duo with, and then that brings the MMR down of the lobby, so they're just constantly climbing.
Oh, well, that's what are they gonna do about that?
I don't know. I genuinely have no idea.
Little Jimmy Wintrader is gonna get to the 2 duo worlds.
No. Actually, I don't know if that's what they're doing. I checked because rank 1 right now is what, Jackie Love.
It might not be Jackie Love. It might be like
But there is somebody up. There's somebody up there that is doing that.
Yes,
there's somebody that is doing that.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty easily abusable.
But
I don't know what they're gonna do about that. But
catch you guys in the duos tourney. I'm out.
I'm not playing the duos tourney. I'm trying to cast it. So.
It's also so hard to organize duo tourneys because, like, we don't actually have, and we can't make in-house lobbies on the normal client. So if you don't have access to like some tournament realm client, you can't really set those lobbies up.
Are you playing it on tournament realm tomorrow?
Yeah, we have to because you can't organize the lobbies, right? Like you can't have the same unless you want to just do random lobbies and like look at the average placement or something, which is that don't sound right. Like,
no, just no.
So like like if we could get some, because I feel like duo, like just normal duo tourneys for like not just the streamers, but like in general, if we could set those up. If we had the resources to just do that, it would be so fun. We could have duo tourneys out the wazoo.
Yeah. I haven't played a ton of duos yet. I like it, but I'm not. I mean, I know you two like it. Do you like duos, Prine? Have you played it at all?
I haven't really played any of it. I mean, it looks cool, but it looks like there's like a whole like there's a lot of different stuff you have to take into account.
Mm-hmm. It's like it's a different game, right? It's
basically.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
How has your practice with GV8 been going?
Oh, it was great. We had some interesting games today. That there was the Tom Kench 3 game. That one was hype as hell.
Right, that was duos. Right?
Yeah, that was in duos. I mean, and then there was one. The thing about duos, the really scary part is how easy it is to 3-star stuff. So like we got run over by this team that had 3-star Fiora, 3-star Yone. You're not beating that. You're just goodbye. And like there are a lot of comps are like much more viable. So the thing we're talking about, how you can't play for Akali in solo queue, right? Because you're not guaranteed to hit. It's way more consistent in something like duos, because you're playing between 2 people. If you're both playing a really strong board and you both push A with a decent amount of health, you're gonna hit. One of you is gonna hit, and if you have a sender, you just send it.
Oh, I was playing duos with Admirable yesterday to prep for tomorrow, and I sent him 2 Akalis. And he had the 3rd. I was like, okay, well now you have Akali too, and you only found 1. Congrats. So
yeah.
I was gonna say, the strategy seems very different. Like something that's so inconsistent to play for just seems like the norm in duos, which may be why I'm like hesitant to get into it. Where I know I'm not gonna like feel very committed to learning it or anything. But I'm excited to watch this tourney.
there's a lot of cool stuff you can do also. Like, you know, if it's spat start, for example, spat, you can just settle on fun, you know?
Oh, that's
right? Or
sick.
like, there's this game today, GVA was playing challengers, right? And I got no useful, I didn't get great augments, but I got the challenger, like the prismatic challenger, and I just played down in prismatic. I was playing Twitch carry, by the way. It was lit. But
Wait, you can send over those emblems.
like, you can send over the emblems, right? You can just send them,
yeah.
right? Like, there's so much cool stuff you can
That's
do
so
in
sick.
duos, that you just can't do in like and I really like that because, like, that's the thing, right? There's so much stuff where, like, if you're creative about it and you can see it, then you can, like, things like funneling your partner. I've had games where I straight up just sometimes I'll play with Dax, right? And he'll be like, when we were doing Stimmy Bros, he was like, Ramkev, just send me your full item. And sometimes I'll do it. I'll send him a full item on like 1-4, or no, on like 2-1, and I'll be at 0 items. And so I wait for him to carry me because
Yeah.
and no gold, because I also sent him some gold because you have to send it on a unit. But
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's so cool. I like one experience with it was playing with Rasma a little bit, and like a while ago. And yeah, one game my board was just like the shittiest board. I sent him all my items. Like I sent like an Academy emblem from my augment. Like there was just so much shit I sent him, and it turns around to the end of the game. I'm playing this board which is just full stall. It's like Lysandra with bodyguards and enchanters, and I have no items. I'm just, and he's on 8 Academy Kaisa 2 with itemized Yone, Kaisa, and Lux, and itemized like Braum, and it isn't even close. He just he just destroys the board, comes over, destroys the board for me too. So stuff like that is so cool. It's so cool, and I think it's something that everyone should try, and it will take some. It's kind of like it's almost like a set turnover where it's there's a lot to learn. Like some stuff stays the same, but there's a lot to learn, a lot to think of. But it really opens up this super uh, depth, a super deep depth for creativity, and it's sick. It is sick, and hopefully I'll find some time to learn it at some point. But I'm excited. This tourney is gonna be cool to watch. It's gonna be the first big showing of duos, like the actual duo mode, right? I don't. There hasn't been anything yet, right? Tournament
Yeah,
wise
this
for it.
is pretty much the first thing. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
and
Yeah,
it's really,
Jirachi
like,
casting it.
it's gonna
Kevin
be
playing it. Jirachi casting it. Me watching it. It's fucking.
Watching it.
just call it the team fight, or the Triforce Tactics tournament. Just change the name.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck it. We'll sponsor them, but they'll pay us.
Genuinely gonna have to like restrain myself from plugging the podcast on cast.
just do some subliminal messaging. Like we're like a like a Zelda Triforce.
They specifically said in wardrobe, nothing branded. So
sad.
Or
it's just 3 triangles like next to each other. That's not a brand. You can try it. Just try it.
I'll put it on my wall. I mean, these flags are staying on my wall. Anyone tries to make me take down these pride flags that are behind me for a broadcast, nope, fuck you, they're staying up.
Oh yeah. What you gotta do is just be like
the Illuminati.
just do like pull a subtle, oh, here we have Team People Riot featuring Grand Vice 8 and my podcast co-host, watch the podcast, Triforce Tactics podcast, Ramkev.
Subtle, quote unquote.
Yeah. And then paste a link to the YouTube channel and Twitch chat.
You know what? If you drop an O-Cage business in chat after you say that, I'm sure they'll be fine with it. It's funny. It's content.
O-Cage business.
Just an O-Cage business.
Ramkev should do that because I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble. Ramkev can do that as much as he wants.
Ramkev, just change your name in the tournament realm to Triforce Tactics Podcast. Well, on that note, I think we can start moving on to some questions from chat if there are any. I think I saw one from Beppo for Prine a while back. I'm not sure if I'll be able to find it still because it might be too far back.
Oh, I have it. Question for Prine: do you think they should buff 4-cost odds at 6? Bring back set 3 Jinx, please. Peepo shy.
4 cost odds at 6. I mean, is it gonna matter? They suck. But
They
like,
do
Yeah.
suck. Yone won.
It's
Argyle
actually fair.
won. Oh shit!
I'm pretty sure. Okay, I'm pretty sure Yone 1 is a worse unit than Ezreal 1 because Ezreal 1 at least doesn't stay in your front line when he does no damage. I don't know. It's one star 4 costs are they don't exist. They really don't.
They're dog. They suck.
yeah,
Yeah.
kind of bad. And they've been good before. It's just this set. They're not good. You know?
Why
Yeah.
are they not good this set?
I don't know.
I'm not too sure because we've had Draven won, Vel'Koz won, Jax
Yeah.
won.
Mhm.
Give me those or go back. Even Jinx won, Aurelia one wasn't bad. Even Kale won. You can stabilize on Kale one pretty decently.
I feel like part of it is that I feel like there are more boards this set where like every unit will do damage. Like innovator boards, right? Mid game. Like there are a lot of innovator boards mid game. Like Chemtech boards as well, where like they all do damage, right? Like they all like every unit on the board is kind of a carry, not just the ones you're holding the items on, because it's just the strong synergy. They're all strong units. There's like a lot of AOE shit, and so like units like Yone, that's part of why units like Yone and Fiora are bad. They're also I just don't think they're very strong. Like their numbers are pretty low at 1 cost, so it's like it's hard for them to keep up.
Just think about Lux. Does Lux even do more damage than
no.
Heimerdinger 1? Probably not,
No,
right?
she does
Maybe
less than
not.
Mal's 1 as well.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mal's
I
1 is like
always ought to play
700.
Mal's over Lux.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
crazy. You gotta get them stacked and upgraded before you can even think about putting them on your board.
I think the idea behind Yone and Lux at least is that like there's a lot of like their synergies have a lot of growth, like a lot of room for like making them monstrous units. But then you have like someone like Fiora, and you're like, one of their tags is literally just Enforcer. Why does she do so little at 1 star? Why is she so fucking bad?
Yeah. We'll always have Scion, Brahmin, Mundo. Glad.
Yeah. I mean, the tanks are so good. The
Yeah.
like 4 cost tanks are so good, but then you try to put a 4 cost damage deal on your board, and you're like, I would so much rather just have a Malzahar one than all of you combined.
Warwick and Warwick. Remember 1-star Warwick? That guy was the guy.
He was a monster.
Give me that 1-star
No.
Warwick.
Nothing sheesh about fucking Warwick.
Was
Oh
that
god,
around
no.
Halloween? I don't remember. I don't know why I'm thinking about this. Was the Warwick around Halloween? Because that was like a pretty fitting if it was. Anyways, let's see. So Hunter asked, we can just say really quick, what the strongest reroll comp? I mean, the one right now I think is probably the strongest is Protector. Kevin talked about the Twitch comp, which is pretty fucking cool. There's like if you have loaded dice, you can do like the syndicate thing with Twisted Fate and Darius. Is there anything else that you guys think is like decent?
I mean,
Are we gonna talk
Tristan
about
the
Triss?
Sniper.
Yeah, Triss.
Oh,
Just
Triss! Oh, I forgot about her. Who wants to
Secret
like-
tech. Secret tech.
Do you do the Zigzag bench thing? I don't do that.
I do the Zigzag bench at level 8, actually. It's if I'm trying to go level 9, I'll do Zigzag bench. But until then, I mean, it's still a 3-star unit. Like, why not? But once you hit Janna 2, then it is better than Ziggs. And even Janna 1 feels better than Ziggs sometimes.
If you keep it on bench, you just need to think you get so much gold out. Like it's like a return on investment.
It's by keeping it on bench, you get the gold to go 9 much easier. But before level 8, it probably is strongest board to still have that Ziggs.
So what they're talking about, for anyone wondering, is that it's like the old. So Triss is becoming a thing again now that the targeting bug's gone, and she doesn't just shoot at whoever on the board. And with that comes the Yordle tech, the secret tech. No one, between you and us, chat, you and us listeners, don't tell anyone about this tech.
Everybody
the
knows it,
socks
though.
tech.
Everybody knows the socks tech, dude.
Is it okay?
Pig R3. Go for Pig R3.
So what you do is you hold Ziggs on bench. So when you get Yordles, right? Normally you just sell them for econ. So what you do is you actually, whenever you get a Ziggs, you hold it on bench. You 3-star Poppy, Trist, you reroll those two. You roll you Lulu, and then whenever you get Lulu, Poppy, at least if it's how it was before, Lulu, Poppy, Trist are your three that you 3-star, right? And then you hold Ziggs on bench so that the only ones you can get, because once you 3-star a Yordle, or you cannot get that Yordle from the Yordle trait anymore. So if you have all of those 4 3-starred, you can only see Heimers and Vexes, which means you get 3 gold every single turn from the trait. And so you just stack Trist, you put defensive items on Poppy, and then you can go 9 because you just make so much money over the course of the game from holding all the Ziggs. Is my understanding of what it is. If it doesn't change,
pretty much.
tell anyone.
You push 9 and
Everyone
you
knows
feed
it,
them
dude.
all to Tom Kench.
Oh, true.
Yeah, oh yeah, just one at a time. Then you get 3 different Kenches and just 2 different Kenches, and then you feed both of them. Then you 2-star your Kench and you buy more Kenches and feed. Actually, you know what? If you feed Kench then 2-star him, can you feed him again the same turn?
No, you can't.
No, there's no way.
Okay, so you do need a 4th Kench. Good to know. For the secret Yordle, everyone remember for the secret Yordle tech, you need 4 Kenches at 9. Bucket level 10. You can only play with level up.
Oh man, I love Tom Kench.
Yeah, it's a cool unit. And we can do this last question here. Lockian asked, it's something mentioned Kevin, but we can all chime in. Having played a lot of double up, what do you think is the biggest difference between it and normal TFT?
I want to say the duo based strategies. You suddenly have a partner to think about, and like how can I help out this partner? What's good stuff for me to hold that I can send over? What good items are there to send over? And also like kind of planning out. Admirable has actually talked a lot about this. Actually, how he thinks and for duos, it's the best strategy to have one support partner and one like super aggressive partner. So you have one board that like some like could have done like Katarina before she got nerfed, but something that's just like super strong and can steamroll fights in 2 seconds, and then
Challengers.
Challengers, exactly.
Challengers and Sins, they just like.
So what you do is that partner just steamrolls a fight in the first 10 seconds, and then they port over to their partner's board, who's playing a more like stally comp, so like Protectors or something, that just drags out the fight and waits for what either they win on their own or they're losing, but they lose slow enough to wait for the partner to port in. And have their like challengers clean up the fight for you. So playing around like a supportive partner and like a carry partner is a totally different dynamic in duos.
So I haven't played like a lot of doubles, but it seems going for a 3-star 4 cost is like a major like, play on
it is, although I have a theory we're not going to see many of them tomorrow because y'all are good enough to deny. Y'all are good enough.
It's very difficult to deny though, because like you'll hit like some person will be at 7. The moment they hit 7, it's so hard because it's so easy between the two of them to just get 2 more. If they have a Nico, it's already done. It's really difficult.
You really need to think
you have to
about
pay
denying.
attention to.
Yeah, you have to be paying attention and deny like ahead of time when they're at like 4 or 5 or something, not when they're on 7.
Like without Prismatic, like people will be hitting this shit around 4. I guarantee you, they will be hitting like 4 3-star Yone. Like that's what happened today. This guy just hit 3-star Yone. Like we looked up. What the hell? This guy has 3-star Yone. And there's certain ways that you can abuse certain things. I'm not gonna reveal them in case anybody's listening. But
I need no worse.
Mercenaries. Just like the Yordle tech, no one talk about it.
Nobody talk about it. I don't think any competitors are watching right now. But like there's that. There are certain things. Like if you play loose streak mercenaries, for example, you're basically guaranteed. I think at that point, because it's so difficult to deny them. There are so many cool strategies you can do in double. Like I just heard this from GBA, who heard this from his chat yesterday. It's like, let's say there are 3 teams left, right? One of the teams is at like sudden death last round. What you can do if you're fighting somebody, you can open fort. Just don't play any units on your board. If it's like one of so basically what happens is your enemy will auto win. They'll send all of their units to the to their friend's board, right? and if their friend is fighting one of the people that's at 1 life, they'll just auto lose.
Oh shit, that's pretty 5-head.
You know,
that's like
yeah,
7
you
head.
hear about stuff like that, and you're like, holy shit!
Wow, that is
man.
actually that's big.
It's actually like there's so much cool stuff. There's so much cool stuff.
It's an exciting format to it. It's gonna be. I hope the support for it, like the structure around the competitive format for it, evolves to the point where like it's really worth putting a lot of time and effort into it as a player as well, like competitively, because it seems so deep. It's so fucking cool. It's so fucking cool.
Yeah. I didn't even mention the best part about Double Up. You get to queue up with your friend without griefing my lobbies.
No.
Okay. So, you know, I've had plenty of times today. I'll queue up for a solo queue game. Queue will pop. Somebody will decline. Queue will pop again immediately afterwards. Decline. Queue pop. Decline for like a whole minute. And then I'll go into Soju's stream and I'll be like, can you please stop? Because I already know what's happening. Soju is queuing up with like Milk and Press Event, and they're trying to get into the same lobby, and they're fucking with my queues.
Yeah, same. It's annoying.
Just go to duos, man.
Once duos has like real LP, people will probably get this. It's this, you know, like they want to play their friends while also gaining LP, but it's so frustrating to have the queue pop like 8 fucking times.
I was like, come on, man! I just want to play a game of TFT.
Well, on that note, I think we're gonna wrap things up. I'm gonna not forget to say. I'm gonna say it right now. Anyone listening or watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe to the channel. It helps us a lot. I haven't said it previously. I didn't want to forget to say it today, so I'm gonna say it right now. Do it, please. We gave you the Yodel tech. No, you know.
Yeah. Oh, and don't forget about the bounty.
The bounty as well. Yes. So again, the bounty. If you do have a Twitter, send it to like just post it, add us on Twitter with it. If you don't have a Twitter, you know, you're probably in one of our streams every now and then. Just like shoot us a message on stream or like DM us on Discord or something with it. And yeah, you'll get $40 and a sub to all of us. So
yeah.
And remember, Synaptic Web, Mutant Spat, Arcanist Spat, Spellblade, Vi. Do it. It's
Last
fine.
item could be Flex.
It's fine. And have to have 5 Mutant on the board. Have to have 5 Mutant on the board.
Yeah.
And 8 Arcanist.
Somehow. We need 4 more Arcanist packs.
If you get 8 Arcanist and 5 Mutant on the board with that, we'll give you $400 instead. How about that? Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Prime, for being an amazing guest. It was great to have you on. Thank you so much, Raji and Kevin, for being great co-hosts as always. And we will see you next week. Have a great night, everyone. Or morning, if you're listening on commute. Whatever. Peace out. Kiss homie.